Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reading Popular BookTok books. I've read like none of the BookTok books, so maybe we'll make this a little series because you guys will be shocked at how little BookTok books I've read. But these are my options right now. So we have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and then we have Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. But we're actually going to start with The 7-Year Slip because this is the book I am most excited to read. I am on page 52, so I can confidently tell you what this book's about now that I'm 52 pages into it. Also, this is a newer book, so I don't think that this has gone crazy on BookTok, but I've definitely seen it on there a lot. People were reading this a lot when the fall started because like all the leaves and it's just like very fall energy, which is kind of why I started this book first. I meant to tell you what this book is about. So this is about a young woman and she inherits an apartment from her great aunt, or late aunt, not great. Her aunt died, and so she inherits this apartment, and as a kid she would go visit her aunt all the time. Her and her aunt had a very close relationship, and her aunt would always tell her like this apartment would time travel 7 years in the past. And the main character, her name is Clementine, which is kind of random, but as a kid she would like not really believe her aunt. She would just kind of be like, okay, like these are just like stories my aunt says, because she's never like experienced this 7-year time travel of the apartment before until now, obviously. Yeah, basically the apartment travels in time, and that's what happens to this character, and it actually like just happened. So, and it tells you on the back, so it's not a spoiler, don't worry. I have a theory and I really hope it's not correct, because when I read The Dead Romantics by the same author, I guessed the ending. Like there's like a twist at the end and I knew what the twist was. And now if I guess this twist in this book, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know that's dramatic, but it's like 2 books in a row by the same author where I guessed the ending, and like that never happens. So I really hope that my theory is not correct. Alright, I'm rooting for them already. The main boy character, I literally already forgot his name, just called Clementine Lemon, and he was like, Clementine. You know what I mean? Like he was like, she was like, why are you calling me Lemon? And that was his response, and I just thought that was so cute. It's obviously been a while because I just got out of the shower, but I'm on page 121, chapter 14, and it just mentioned Anne Nichols and Falcon House Publishing from The Dead Romantics, which I just love. And so far, I'm liking this a lot better than The Dead Romantics. Like, when I put it down, I'm still thinking about it. I have a couple updates from my reading last night, and that's probably the most that you're gonna see me today because I have a final tomorrow, so I'm planning to literally just spend all day studying. But on page 145, my prediction happened, but I'm still a little bit confused on like what's gonna happen for the rest of the book, because I think I'm on page like 190, so yeah, I don't know. I also wanted to reenact my reaction to page 153 for you guys, in case you've read the book and you know which part I'm talking about. Okay, like I was reading it and I was just like, oh. You know, that was pretty much my reaction. I wish I had got it on camera because I was just like, it was like a kicking my feet kind of little moment. This book has so many emotions because like 20 pages later, I literally started crying because you find out what happened to her aunt, and it's just so sad. I was just sitting there crying. So a lot of emotions with this book. Okay, I'm on page 202 and I'm realizing just how much she talks about work. Like her work-life balance is non-existent. So if that's something that's gonna bother you, maybe don't pick up this book, but I don't think it's bothering me. It's just something I just now noticed. Like it's a problem. Like if she was one of my friends, I would be like, girl, we need to have a talk about your work-life balance because it's not there. I'm just gonna start reenacting things for you guys. This is what happened just now. Top of page 212, in case you have your copy or you're reading along with me, this was my reaction. Literally just plopped on the bed. Literally everything in this book is making me have like a reaction. Like it's like such an intense reaction that it's like physical. And literally I've only read a couple pages since I last came on here and said something. The 7-Year Slip. This was a beautiful read. The writing was some of the best that I've read in a long time. She really made me fall in love with every single character and left me wanting more. Right now, this is sitting between a 4 and a 5 star. I just don't know if I got that 5-star feeling, but normally that's something that I know a couple days after reading the book. There were also like 3 little chunks of this book that I guessed would happen, which was kind of disappointing, but the writing was so good that I'm willing to put that aside because of just how much I loved the story. Now, I also did just start Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I also never read the backs of these like Popular BookTok books, but I'm pretty sure this is Enemies to Lovers. But again, I'm only 24 pages in, so I don't know yet. I'm kind of regretting starting Book Lovers right after the 7-year slip because in both books, the main girl works in publishing. So I feel like that's gonna make me compare the two of them a lot, even though they're definitely gonna be different. I'm just kind of wishing I had switched it up a little bit, especially because I think they're both technically romances, but too late now. They have been mowing at my apartment almost all day and it's driving me crazy. I've had like my headphones in with the noise canceling on to try to like get the mowing sounds out, but I'm sorry that you can probably hear them right now. But I wanted to update. I am now on page 66, and in the beginning they talk a lot about what happens in books and like saying things like this only happens in books, and when books do that, I get the ick so bad. So I'm so happy that now at this point I feel like they've kind of died down on saying that, because that was actually driving me up a wall. It was so annoying. I will say though, I love when a book can make me feel something. Like it literally it doesn't have to, like it can be anything basically, and this book was actually having me crack up. Like I was reading it and literally laughing out loud, so that was a good experience. So not all bad things so far, just I hate when books do that. So for some reason I was really convinced I could finish this book in one day. I'm about halfway right now, so it might be possible, but it's also already 8:30, so I don't know. But I'm here to give an update because it's been a while. I'm on page 178 and it's been a while because I truly can't put a finger on how I'm feeling, basically. I think my feelings change like literally every 2 seconds about this book. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it. But I also know that I'm doing that thing where right after you read like a really good book and you read like another book, you're comparing it to that book because you're searching for that feeling that the other book gave you. AKA, I really liked The 7-Year Slip, and this book is not giving me that feeling. It's still really good. Like if it had just ended right here, I'd give it a 3 star. So it's still good. It's just not giving me like the feeling that I was getting with 7-Year Slip, because I ate that up. I devoured it. It was so good. And I just loved the couple in that book. There's nothing wrong with the couple in this book, but sometimes things will happen and I'll just be like, guys, why? You know? Anyways, I'm gonna try to finish this tonight. Place your bets right now on if you think I can do it. I'm now on page 229 and I feel like I'm losing momentum to keep going, but I'm gonna keep trying to push through. But I will say I do really like the number of books that she talks about. Like she talks about Christmas Carol and Jane Austen. She just like casually brings up different books and I really like that. But I'm still having the problem where she's constantly bringing up like book topics and like tropes in the real world, which just makes me kind of go back into the real world instead of being in the book world. Good morning. I got like half ready this morning simply because I want to finish this book so bad. I got to page 319, so I got kind of close, but I'm definitely gonna finish it this morning. I think it'll only take me like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, if that, to go through this, because there's a lot at the end that's like not the book. Like that's how much I really have left. So I think I'm gonna finish it this morning and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay. I'm ready to sit down and talk about how I feel about Book Lovers, because I just finished it and I don't feel like I ever gave a good synopsis of what this is about. So it's about Nora, who works in publishing, and then you have Charlie, who also works in publishing. Nora is like a literary agent and then Charlie is an editor, and I was right, it is enemies to lovers. I think, kind of. But you just kind of follow their paths. You learn a lot about Nora and I guess Charlie, but really I feel like the focus is Nora because I think it's told mainly from her point of view. Or is it third person? I don't know. You do learn a lot about both of them. I just didn't find myself really into them as a couple. There was nothing wrong with the book. I am rating it a 3 star. I feel like this is a solid 3 star for me. But I'm really wondering if I had read this before 7-Year Slip, if this would have been rated higher for me. It's just 7-Year Slip hit me so hard. I'm like, I really like that book. I think right now it's sitting at a 4.5 for 7-Year Slip, but I really do wonder if I had read this first, if I would have liked it more. But it is very rom-com-y. It did have me giggling, which I did appreciate, so it's a solid 3 for me. And then later today we're gonna switch it up and we're gonna start Dance of Thieves. I say switch it up because the other 2 books were both romances. This is a fantasy. I actually have no idea. I'm just assuming it's fantasy because of this cover. But to be completely honest, I just picked this up from the library and I have no idea what it's about. I just recognized the cover from BookTok and it was in the young adult section, so hopefully that means it's like an easy to understand read. I so badly wish I could get my hands on this audiobook, but I haven't been able to find it somewhere where I could like play it with 2 times speed. But I got to page 48 and I'm not entirely sure what's going on. What I do know is that there's like a group of soldiers that is like basically the queen's right hand soldiers, and they go into this town that is like breaking a treaty and they're trying to, I think, maybe like find proof or punish them for breaking the treaty, but you get multiple of their point of views as well. I'll read you the little snippet on the inside. It says, a stunning new adventure set in the kingdom of the Redmond. An outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations, a son destined to lead thrust suddenly into power. 3 fierce young women of the Rattan, the queen's premier guard. A legendary street thief leading a mission determined to prove herself, a dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. When outlaw leader meets reformed thief, a cat and mouse game of false moves ensues, bringing them together in a battle that may cost them their lives and their hearts. So yeah, I don't really know. I am now on page 99. Not a ton to report. I'm feeling just kind of like indifferent about this book. There's nothing like crazy. I'm not hooked, you know what I mean? Like it's just like this is fun, but like I'm not dying to read it, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm wondering if this is a romantic-y book because we're starting to get a little bit of romance in here, which obviously is not a spoiler since I'm only on page 99 and this book is like, I don't even know, like 500 pages, so. This is a really random update, but I need all of you to know that I am picturing this book as if like the setting is the Assassin's Creed video game. Not that I'm like really into video games like that, but that's how I'm picturing it. I also just made it to chapter 19, page 146, and I'm starting to get into it at this point. I feel like it's hard when you like start a new fantasy and you enter like a new fantasy world to like get into it at the beginning, especially when it's like a larger book, but it's starting to get good. I'm about to just lay in bed and read for the rest of the night, but I got to page 217, so a little less than halfway. I'm hoping I can at least get through halfway tonight, but I was gonna say, I feel like I have no thoughts in my brain about this book. It's literally just vibes so far. Nothing's crazy has happened and nothing's like evoking a ton of emotions for me, but I'm still enjoying myself. So I feel like as a result of that, I have absolutely nothing to say about this book other than like, it's good and I'm vibing with it so far. Good morning. Sorry it's loud right now. My heater is running because it's so cold, which is also why I'm refusing to get out of bed. I'm so cold right now, but I got to page 300 last night and it left off on a really good part. Like it was just kind of almost a little chapter ending cliffhanger almost. I feel like that's the most I can say without giving anything away. I have now finished Dance of Thieves and honestly I feel like about 20% of this was lost on my brain, but I still really liked it. It's basically about 2 kingdoms and the queen of one kingdom thinks that the other kingdom has something that she wants and that they're like hiding it from her. I don't know how else to explain it without giving anything away because you're not really told until the middle of what exactly they're there for. So the queen sends her guards to try to go find this thing that she's looking for, which I love that the guards in this book are women. This was definitely a solid 3.5 out of 5, but I feel like there was this kind of like insta love aspect in the book that I really don't like when books do that, so that threw me off guard for a long time in this book. But other than that, I really liked it and I'm definitely gonna read the second one. If I was gonna rank all of the books that I read in this video, I would definitely say the 7-Year Slip was my favorite. I think I'm gonna rate this a 5-star. It was so good. And then Dance of Thieves, like I said, I'm gonna rate this a 3.5 star. And then finally Book Lovers. It's just disappointing to me, so it's a 3. It wasn't horrible, I just wasn't in love with it. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!